Football was my dream, my life as a 6, 7-year-old in Buffalo. As the skinniest, smallest kid at every level, the one thing that nobody wanted to play or do was catching punts. I'll do it. That was my way to get on the field. I'll catch punts.
As Phil McConkey grew older, he remained small and skinny, but continued to be unafraid to enter the field of battle. After graduating high school, he enrolled at the Naval Academy.
You wake up every day and you say, and everybody does it, and says, I hate this place. Everybody, every day. It's that difficult. And it's not only the academic side of it, it's the pressure that they place on you every minute of every day, 24/7 for 4 straight years.
McConkey's ability to handle pressure was on display in his final collegiate game. With Navy down 16-3 in the Holiday Bowl, McConkey led a stirring comeback. He scored the game-winning touchdown and was voted the game's most valuable player.
What a great way to end your football career, I thought. 21 years old and going to take...
But did you think it was going to end?
That was it. I'm looking at least 5 years active duty in the Navy. I mean, Roger Staubach did it, but he was a legend, a godlike figure to me and many of us at the time, so no way I was going to play pro football. And about 3.5 years into this 5-year commitment, this bug starts eating at me. And I'd wonder, what if? What if I had the chance? Would I have made it? Would I have been able to satisfy this dream, this yearning I have had all my life?
Navy assistant coach Steve Belichick got McConkey a tryout with his son's team, the New York Giants. The man McConkey needed to impress was a former Army assistant with a military-like demand for excellence, head coach Bill Parcells. The tryout was cut short. Showing little sympathy for McConkey's football aspirations, the Navy refused to grant him an early release from his commitment. 1 year later, with his Navy commitment fulfilled, McConkey again tried out for the Giants.
Every single day that Phil caught punts in practice, do you know who was standing within a yard of him? Was Parcells. I said, get under, square up, do this, do that. Oh, my gosh, it just was endless.
Throughout his coaching career, Parcells took a special interest in punt returning.
So, you want the ball coming down on your head. It's windy around here. It's windy over there at the Meadowlands.
I don't know whether I remember exactly what his mantra was. It was, don't drift, don't... What?
I got it all. That guy's never caught a punt in his effing life, but he is the absolute expert on it, believe me.
There's a lot of guys who go back there and just fool around. Yeah, but it's a hard job to be good at. And I'm one of the best guys coaching in the league on that.
It was always, his adage was, sprint to the ball.
Sprint to it.
Don't drift.
Don't drift.
Get set, catch it.
Get set, catch it.
And it was against the law, punishable by beheading if you let that ball hit the ground.
You're going to puke. I'm going to be back here with you so much. You're going to be throwing up about every 5 minutes listening to me.
The man absolutely refuses to accept excuses. He won't tolerate them. He don't want anything to do with them. So as an athlete, as a football player, if you know no excuse is accepted nor tolerated, I'm telling you, you get more out of yourself.
In 1984, at the age of 27, McConkey made the Giants. For 2 years, he was the Giants' best return man, second in yards per catch, and far and away the team's emotional leader. But at the start of 1986, McConkey was released by the Giants and signed by the Packers. 4 weeks into the season, McConkey had not caught a pass or fielded a punt. Packers head coach Forrest Gregg called McConkey into his office.
I'm thinking, I'm going to get cut. He says, hey, I got some good news for you. We traded you back to the Giants. And I'm sitting in this chair, and I'm just like absolutely stunned, and it was surreal, and it didn't make any sense. He says, I got to get to a meeting. Phone's going to ring in a second. It's going to be Parcells.
He made the mistake of asking me what we had to give to get him, and I told him, oh, not much, just 2 clipboards and a dummy. And I said, we sent that out to Green Bay, and can you get here tonight? And he said, yeah, I'll be there right away.
There he is the first day back on the field, and Parcells is just killing him. McConkey, I had to give up 2 lunch buckets and a tackling dummy for you, and, on and on. And it was funny. So it was really kind of great for team morale, good for chemistry, and it really was a comfort level for me because, believe it or not, he was a big play receiver, and he made a lot of big plays for us in the passing game.
After getting McConkey back, the Giants won 14 of their next 15 games. In the NFC Championship game, the surging Giants met the 40-mile-per-hour winds of the Meadowlands.
There was a tremendous difference in field position acquired by us with Phil McConkey's ability to catch punts. And the Redskin punt returner let the ball hit the ground well over 50 yards. I think it was in the neighborhood of close to 100 yards.
Once again, when the pressure was greatest, McConkey was at his best. Thanks to a boost from their 5'8" spark plug, the Giants were headed to the Super Bowl.
So we're getting ready to go to Pasadena. Parcells comes in the locker room. He's got this diagram chart of the Rose Bowl. And he says, hey, McConkey, this is where we come out. These are where our fans going to be. Get that effing white towel out and make it seem like Giant Stadium.
McConkey was so open with his emotions. He let it be known he wanted to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl. He talked about it all week. He didn't care. He just let things out.
In the fourth quarter, with the Giants putting the final touches on a championship season, McConkey's opportunity had arrived.
So I'm just cutting wide open across the field. The ball comes, floats in.
Sims is looking way downfield. He's got to receive it. Complete.
And I'm thinking, my God, I'm going to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl. What I had dreamt about my whole life.
Down to the 10, 5. Touchdown, I believe. I know they're going to mark it at the 1. Phil McConkey to the 1-yard line.
I'm that close to a Super Bowl touchdown. Oh, I was just elated and frustrated at the same time.
On the Giants' final pass of the game, the player who personified patience and persistence received the ultimate payoff.
I caught the ball, and there's my touchdown in the Super Bowl. At that point, you're out of your mind. I didn't know what to do. I had no dances. I wasn't there that many times in the NFL.
The Giants had won the Super Bowl, but the former Navy officer wasn't finished playing hero.
And I'm just hooping and hollering and just spinning around like an idiot. And I look down, and I'm just like stunned for a second. And I go over, and there's a gun, a pistol laying on the field, in the middle of the field. The security guard comes and just takes it out of my hand. And then I go off on my merry way. The story that came out later was that a security guard dropped it wrestling with a fan. I don't know. I got in the press conference afterwards, and they asked me about it, and I said, well, yeah, I scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl, helped my team, and saved some lives all in a day's work, Looking back in hindsight, what I should have done in that celebration, I should have just started shooting that thing off in the air in celebration. Nobody would have ever forgotten that.
That's right. Now, when you see this, what do you think?
Oh, man.
Cover of the New York Times.
It gives me chills to this day. I was in this position in my thoughts and mind and dreams billions of times before, since I was 6 years old. I was there. Odds weren't so great of me being in that position. But for the rest of my life, I can always say I was on the New York Giants and we won Super Bowl 21, and I helped.
McConkey's rise is now part of football lore, and his story has been passed down to future players by his old head coach.
I've had them all. I had Megan, I had McConkey. All these guys can return. They were good returners, and I'm teaching you just what I taught them.